Dedicated employees are imperative for the success of any company, but they're also imperative because they define who you are. SisterLove, the oldest women-centered sexual reproductive justice organization in the southeastern United States, is proud to present InnerViews, a chance for you to meet our fam, our foot soldiers, our everyday ambassadors that transform brick and mortar into places that unapologetically focus on our commitment to the community.
She is our community-based research program manager here in Atlanta, Georgia. And I want to also say she is the brave one because this is our kickoff segment. And she said yes. So thank you, Indya. I appreciate you.
No problem.
I really appreciate you being here today. And first and foremost, this is just a conversation. And I'd love for you to first start off with your pronouns and share what exactly you do, what your team does, and what that means to the community that we serve.
Okay, so thank you, of course, for creating this. This is amazing way to really showcase our staff and highlight all of our talents. So my name is Indya Hairston. I use the pronouns she, her, and hers, and I am the community-based research program manager with SisterLove. So I manage our research team. We engage in a lot of community engaged and community-led research within the community, and that varies in levels of engagement. So we are engaged with a lot of partners, organizations, academic institutions, as well as we are a research institute ourselves, and we also conduct community engaged research as well. So I manage the day-to-day operations of the research team, which consists of myself, and we also have a research coordinator. And typically each school semester, we will bring on about 2 to 3 interns or graduate research assistants as well. So I manage that team. It's been great thus far. I couldn't have asked for a better position. And I'm really honored to work with this organization that really commits to community engaged research. For so long, communities were left out of research. Projects would go on, studies would go on with only the input from the researchers or the academics, and leave communities completely out and left in the dark. And we learned over time that that is wrong and that communities need to be included. So I'm honored to do this work and really give a voice to those who will be affected by the research and will be affected by the projects or whatever they may be, give them a voice to give their input before it's really done to their communities.
I love that, Indya, because that's genuine. And you really kind of answered my next question, which was going to be, what drew you to SisterLove? Why does the work that you do mean so much? And I think that you actually answered that, but if you want to expand on that, I'd love to hear that answer.
Originally in my public health career, I started off in maternal and child health. And then through my time at my graduate program at Emory University, I learned more about sexual and reproductive health, more so reproductive justice, health and rights in that topic area. And I was really fascinated by the movement and by the work that was created by Black women. So growing up, I never had to talk with my parents actually about sex, about my body, about my autonomy. So I was always curious about it. And that's how I kind of learned about my own sexual preferences, that kind of thing. And then also I learned about the research behind it and that there's a lot of great work being done within this area, as I mentioned, by Black women. So I wanted to follow in those footsteps. I wanted to really research the things that I was never taught so that younger girls can be taught it and they can learn without having to experience it for themselves first. So this is a great research area. I think that there's a lot of work that still needs to be done within this area, and that can be done really leaning on the shoulders of the community members and those that have the real expertise behind their bodies, their autonomy, and really their sexual rights overall.
That is spot on. And it just dawned on me, Indya, you really haven't even been with SisterLove that long, but I can't remember not having you on board. That's how effective and how passionate I feel you are in the work that you do, and what you bring to the team is irreplaceable. And so I say that with absolute vigor, because I know that I've enjoyed working with you on some projects and making sure we get the word out to support the awesome work you and your team do every day. So I want to be able to tell you that with sincerity.
Thank you.
I know, how long have you been with SisterLove? Has it been a year?
No, not yet. Actually, since October.
That's crazy.
2020. Yep.
Yeah, you know, I have a little joke that's and I mean this lovingly, that years with SisterLove are like dog years. You know how like dog years are 7 years?
Yeah.
That's how it feels, because that's how engrossed we are. And that's just how much work there is out there to do in the communities in our respective fields. So that's a compliment, actually. I know you haven't been here very long, but is there any profound experience that you want to share since being with SisterLove?
Yes. So it has been a short amount of time, but you're right. It does feel like a much longer time. I really started this position, came in running. So it's been great thus far. And one of my most profound moments, I would say, was getting IRB approval for our fourth-based study. So I'll break that down a little bit for those who may not be aware. The IRB is an institutional review board that reviews all research studies that involves human subjects, right? So for so long, humans were mistreated. Of course, Black and brown folks that we know were so mistreated by researchers and academics when it came to research studies. So now there's a review board that reviews your study before you can do it. So this was SisterLove's first time applying to a community IRB, and my first time as well as a young researcher in this field, also applying for IRB, and we were approved. And so we were able to now, which we are doing, conduct a community assessment for our fourth base project, which is a vending machine center that will be located in the community that will really offer a lot of sexual health, pleasure, and all your needs around sexual health. So I was honored to work on that project, and I was honored to receive acceptance from the IRB board. That's not an easy task. I'm sure the other researchers out there, academics, will know that that's not an easy task.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So really, and also being able to communicate effectively what we want to do for the community and have the review board accept us and accept our ideas was really a profound moment.
That is not an easy task. And I know we celebrated that when you first made that announcement. And it's important for folks to know that we celebrate and we continue to go because there's so much work to be done.
Yes.
I would like to know, what do you think your superhero power is? We all have them. You know what I mean? Like some have more. But if you were to kind of narrow down, what is that for you?
For me, I think it's just getting things done. Getting things done and being organized in a way. It helps me in my life in general, but also helps my work and my team. And I've appreciated other team members and other members of our staff have actually complimented me and told me, I appreciate you. You're so organized. You keep me on track as well. And that's what I try to do. I never want to disrupt or confuse anyone. So by communicating effectively, which I try to do at all times, and with just staying organized, I think that's one of my powers. I am a Virgo. So if you know anything about Virgos, we're very organized. We're very type A. So
I'm a Virgo too.
yes.
So it's the Virgo day. It's the Virgo power.
Yes. So that's definitely one of my powers, and I love it. I wouldn't want to be any other way.
Well, I want to concur with that. The other person on this recording that we could not do without is Bryson Edwards, our everything having to do with digital staff person that I'll get to interview. That's going to be interesting how I'm going to interview him. He'll be working on that one and being interviewed. But we often say that we love the fact that you are as organized as you are. We never have to remind you of any deadlines, and And you have great ideas. See, it's more than just being organized. I think being proactive is also one of your strengths. And the fact that you come with ideas is another strength. And you're a great team person, a great person to have on our team because of all those attributes. So yeah, this is Applaud India Day, right?
Oh, thank you. No, I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you.
When the time has come and your journey ends, whenever that is, hopefully in 50 years, with SisterLove, what is it you'd like to be remembered for?
I like to be remembered for doing exactly what my title is, engaging communities in research. That is my passion, that is my mission for this work. I never want someone to say, oh, I didn't know about that study. Oh, I should have participated in that. Or, oh, I would have liked to, give some ideas or some input on that, I never want someone to say that. I never want someone to not have the opportunity or the access to research. Sometimes community members do feel like, oh, that's not my lane. That's for the people in school or the people that work at universities. And that's not true. Community members need to be involved in every step of research from beginning to end, and even after the end, actually. So that's what I want. That's what I want kind of to leave behind. I just want others to know that come behind me that SisterLove is dedicated to engaging communities. SisterLove is dedicated to helping communities lead research projects as well. And I'm hoping that the next person after me will do the same and do it in more ways that maybe I couldn't do it.
That's wonderful. So we're coming to the end of our chat, and I'd like to know, do you have a favorite quote or statement that defines or motivates you on a daily basis or when you're doing the work?
Yes, I do. So I love Maya Angelou. She's probably one of my favorite poets, writers, authors, all of that in one. And so another big part of me is that I love laughing. I love being jokey. I love that. I also love fashion. I love makeup, that kind of thing. So my favorite quote would have to be, my mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. By Maya Angelou.
I love that quote because there's so much more to life than just surviving. I've often applauded her for that quote, and I have actually referenced that before, most recently with daughters, to remind them that just because you reach one goal doesn't mean you set others along the way as well. That is what life is for. That is the beauty of also working for SisterLove. You are reminded of that every day, and much to what you said earlier, once you made that achievement, now you're looking on to say, okay, what else am I going to do? Or what are we going to do collectively to make the community and to keep our mission statement in front of us at all times? So I applaud you for that. That does, in my eyes, define you and your work. And I'm really just honored that you were the first person to be interviewed today, Indya. I am an Indya fan, and I am very happy to work with you on a daily basis.
Thank you.
And that will wrap us up for today. Join us next time when we profile another one of our shining stars. Thanks for your time.